Hey guys, this is Jamie. So in case you were wondering, I grew my hair over a week. Not real, this is just a wig. So today I want to talk about specifically Grindr, and in case I guess it's not obvious by my face, I'm very gay, and I've been in a poly relationship with my partner for many years, up to the point that I've lost count. Because yes, we started off as a closed mono relationship, and then, well, me and my partner realized that I always kind of fancied other people as well, ever since I was very, very young. I don't know, poly was just something very inherent to me and obvious as well. So then I started fancying people. I talked to my partner about it. My partner understood it a bit earlier than I did. And ever since, I guess, Grindr has been sort of like a safe space for me to explore my sexuality, to explore my kinks, my fetishes, and just to, meet people. At the end of the day, I still have friends which I've met on Grindr. I still have relationships which didn't last from Grindr. But yeah, in general, I would say that Grindr is a huge and is probably like 99.999% of my gay experience. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was the fact that obviously when you go on gay subreddits, like on Reddit or on Twitter, well, Twitter's most important, but you kind of see sort of a lot of this backlash, and in general on Grindr as well. There is this sort of division between people who just want to hook up, well, men who just want to hook up, and the men who are trying to find a relationship or the one, whether it's like, starting off with sex, but then developing it into something more. And obviously, Grindr is mostly known as a sex app, as an encounter app, and because of that, it has sort of like the sleazy reputation. And this is where I wanted to address certain things. So when it comes to the sleaze, I still think it's a very, very sort of heteronormative take, because, well, cruising, gay sex in general has always been a part of the sexual part of the gay community. So obviously, when people say no kink at Pride and etc., people just don't know the history. And obviously, I'm not here to teach every nook and cranny of gay history that I've heard of and known, although I do speak very often about gay history. But what I wanted to say was that in general, as a society, we tend to really judge people who hook up, people who have sex, regardless whether they're men or women. Obviously, everything comes in a sort of different sort of light, different sort of hatred towards casual sex. And in my opinion, as long as you're having casual sex and you're not cheating and you're both protected, consenting adults, I don't see the problem with it. So obviously, me being in Portugal and central Portugal, there's a lot of sort of people who do it behind their partner's backs, up to the point that I've just given up on understanding who's cheating and not. And I know that when I go to hook up, I'm transparent with my partner, I'm transparent with the person who I'm sleeping with, at least as far as I'm aware of it. They understand what's going on. And I do speak about my partner, that I'm in an open relationship, that this is what I'm doing, and the boundaries, sort of like my boundaries, and etc. And it's always written on my Grindr bio that I'm in an open relationship, that I'm taken, and what I'm interested in. So basically, I do understand that when it comes to cheating and spouses, Portugal has a massive problem with that. But I still think that we should address another thing, and this is, well, where my video is going, is that I feel like we really judge ourselves for wanting casual sex. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But when I say that there's nothing wrong with it, I understand that I myself judge myself a lot for it. I still give myself a lot of shit for being poly. I still give myself a lot of shit for wanting to hook up. And in general, it's a sort of growth I need to do. And like, even in the beginning of this video, I was thinking like maybe I should do a little disclaimer, because I do have like people who are very close to me who watch my channel, and I'm sure they don't want to hear the details of my sex life. But regardless, so yeah, I feel like we're very, very sort of restrictive. And I'm not saying that monogamy is a bad thing, because my partner is monogamous. And like I say, I'm the one who sleeps around. Because that's the way how my partner works, and that's the way how I work. We have communication. Well, I say we have a set of rules, but rules is a sort of a very strict, sort of condescending word. But in reality, it's more like we have a guideline, and our own boundaries, which we do not cross over. So yeah, because every time I like look on Grindr or different apps like Reddit, there's a lot of discussion like, I don't want to be seen as the sleazy gay who sleeps around, or I want to find the one and be monogamous, and etc. And it's like, you can be polyamorous and still have a family. You can be the biggest slut on earth and still be in a long and loving relationship. And that's actually something that I discussed quite a few years back before the pandemic. I went to meet up with a guy, and he didn't really understand that I was in an open relationship, or he didn't read my bio properly. And after that, I went more thorough with with whom I'm sleeping for the night, or for the hours. So basically, he was like, I want to find the one, and I really don't understand how open relationships works. They're shit, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, you're single? And he's like, yeah. And then I'm like, I didn't say it in this specific tone. It's just that it irritated me at the time, but I reacted more politely. And he went to ask me, well, what about your relationship? And it was already like 9-8 years, something like that, of us, me and my partner together. And he literally had a shock that he was on this high horse of monogamy, while I was a polyamorous slut who happened to have a partner. And later he told me that my partner is very hot because he saw us randomly in the mall. And I was like, yes, I'm aware that my partner is hot. But it just rubs me the wrong way, obviously. And I do understand that there's a lot of sort of self-hate we have in ourselves as gay men. I know, I'm beautiful in this wig. I'm very beautiful in this wig. And if anyone feels to call slurs or anything, please feel free. The comments area is there. But yeah, basically, what I wanted to say was, we have a lot of sort of internal homophobia. We have a lot of internal things. Like, there's obviously the whole problem with mask for mask. There's a lot of gays who think that we need to look like lumberjacks, and that's it. And while I do understand, for instance, I feed into like certain fetishes, like I do cross-dressing, so obviously you can see my wig, but this is my YouTube wig. Like, until I ruin it, I'm not getting any cum near it. So yeah. So it's sort of like I do feed into those fantasies where someone is like more dominant than I am, or like more mask, and I'm like more sub. But it's also a way, like, I think what we need to discuss is that different fetishes help us in different ways. Like, for instance, with dysphoria, like a lot of people, trans men as well, like find certain things and then you sort of blow it up out of proportion in order to feel more comfortable. And like right now, me and my partner were shooting for the thumbnails. I really enjoyed the photos because I looked like a very pastel goth metalhead, and I was like, yes, finally. So yeah. But I understand that this is not an easy sort of like click of the fingers and like boom, you're a slut and you're not shaming yourself. It's very difficult in society. Like I haven't talked to many close people about it, about the fact that I'm poly. And I still find that the hardest part for me to come out to certain things is poly. Because I feel like it's the most judging one because obviously like it kind of doesn't make sense, but it's the least spoken about, in my opinion, and it's the one I get scared about the most. So, yeah. But when it comes to being a slut and running around with your legs spread open, I'm all up for it, or, with your dick out. As long as everyone's consenting, you're not cheating, um, you know your boundaries, you know the person's boundaries, and everything is going without harming anyone, obviously that's great. And that's the way it should be. So thank you very much for watching this video. I know that I didn't really provide anything other than like saying stop shaming yourself, but it's something that I struggle with as well. And at the end of the day, sometimes you just wake up one day and you stop shaming yourself. So yeah. Hopefully that day will come to us and we will be sluts happily ever after. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it a like. Feel free to comment anything. And I'm also open to discussions and stuff. Follow me on TikTok as well. And yeah, just subscribe. I think at this point, I'm just blabbering. Thank you.